back-to-back playoff days here in the South Jersey Group 2 semifinal. Sterling and Cinnaminson, the 1 versus the 4, right here on Channel 19. Glad you joined us here on another beautiful, almost late summer day here from Sterling High School. Getting set for kickoff. Referees are here, players from both squads are here, but first let's meet the Sterling Silver Knights.
Gabby Palladino, senior, midfield, Blackwood.
Samantha Rhoda, senior, defender, Somerdale, New Jersey.
Abigail Rhoda, senior, forward, Somerdale, New Jersey.
Faith Dixon, senior, defense, Somerdale.
Kaylee Sheehan, senior, center back, Stratford.
Tori Wilsey, senior, defense, Stratford. Lee, junior, midfield, Somerdale.
Mandy Berkeley, junior, defender, Somerdale.
Kay McVeigh, junior, midfield, Stratford. Aaron Quinn, sophomore, defense, Somerdale. Bridget Dixon, sophomore, forward, Somerdale, New Jersey.
Jordan Baker, sophomore, midfield, Stratford.
Arlen Kay, freshman, midfield, Stratford.
There's the starting lineups. Let's take a look at the conditions. I cannot believe that in back-to-back days in early to mid-November here, we are staring at 67 degrees outside, mostly sunny with a slight chance of a wildfire behind us. We'll get to that in a minute. Take a look at the Colonial Liberty standing. Sterling winning their first division in school history, 18-4 overall, 8-2 in that Colonial Liberty. And on the other side, Cinnaminson, second place right behind RV, 14-4-3 overall, 8-3-1 in the Liberty division. There you see the bracket down to the final 4 here. Sterling the top seed overall, the number 1 seed. They will face either Haddonfield or West Deptford on Friday, and should Sterling win, they will host that game given that they are the number 1 seed. Take a look at some of the game notes here. Since 2010, Sterling won their only meeting. They met in 2012. They won that one in a 1-0 decision. This year, Sterling outscoring their opponents almost 3-1, 65-23. Cinnaminson outscoring their opponents 55-18. And Sterling, as we mentioned, won their first Colonial Conference title in school history. Hard to believe. And again, this game, should Sterling win, will be scheduled for Friday, 2 o'clock, right here at Sterling High School. Leading the way for Sterling offensively, it's Bridget Dixon, the sophomore. 10 goals, 5 assists, not to be outdone. Layla Solomon, Jordan Baker each with 8 goals apiece. Lily Burt and Faith Dixon, 6 goals apiece. Shay Wiley, 5 goals. And for the other side, Emma Fugels is really the one you want to keep an eye on. She's number 5 for Cinnaminson. 56 points overall, 24 goals, 8 assists. And Katie Ambos and Veronica Campbell's, both a half dozen goals apiece. And that's what we have. Somebody's got a nice little pregame bonfire going. A little tailgate action. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, and Coach Marley's. Coach, that's one way to tailgate. They got what do they have cooking over there? They got some rack of ribs on there or something? What do we got?
The shot's not doing it justice. When I walked out of the building, it was covered with smoke. You couldn't even see that house, and it was coming right towards us. So it's actually died down a little bit.
Do you think they're cooking anything? I wonder if they can bring us some nice brisket.
I could
perhaps
use one.
Nice little brisket. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, and the coach, Pete Marley, is going to bring you all the action here. Take a look at this girls team, Coach. Really impressive year. You don't get to see them that often because when you're home, they're away and vice versa, but give us a little insight on this girls squad.
Yeah, so I've had the luxury of getting to watch them now in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs and from time to time during the year. I think they're led by their backs, the seniors in the back. They have a really talented group of younger players in the attack who have stepped up all year. But this is going to be a game where you're going to rely on your seniors to do what they've done all year and throughout their entire careers. Just kind of keep a steady composure and lead you to victory.
John, Sterling, very similar on the girls' side from the boys' side as well, with a good mix of senior leadership and underclassmen.
They really are. The back line, again, we talk about that back line just being the senior, a lot of seniors. You got Kaylee Sheehan, you got Alexis Hatfield, and of course up front you got a couple seniors. Of course, you can see Catherine Miller and Palladino up in the midfield and attack. But again, it just also comes down to the underclassmen of Lily Burr, Ireland Kay, and Layla Solomon and Bridget Dixon have just been amazing this season.
Coach, you've got the similar mix, senior leadership and the underclassmen to propel the team forward. How does that dynamic work for you guys over the course of the season?
Well, in particular in playoffs, the seniors usually have a different type of focus and intensity to them because they know what's on the line, and you really just rely on the underclassmen to appreciate that and to understand how important it is to these seniors to continue playing. Nobody wants to hang them up, so you're going to ask those underclassmen to bring it today, to do it for the seniors.
First kick goes to the Pirates, the number 4 seed in this tournament. Got here via a 3-0 shutout over Middle Township last week. Sterling looking to, they had a really interesting game last week, John. You were able to do this game. We got out to a quick 2-0 lead that quickly evaporated.
And something that Sterling kind of did was let off the gas a little bit and let Seneca have a little bit of breathing room, and you saw what happened there. Seneca almost made Sterling pay, and Sterling was very lucky to come out with that one extra goal, of course, coming in and winning the game 4-3, but hopefully they've learned that lesson, because Cinnaminson, as we heard about the last game, was almost like Seneca.
And we had Coach K on yesterday. We swapped coaches for today's broadcast. First corner of the game on the way for Sterling. Ireland K will trot over and take the corner.
Of course, we know Ireland K has been great for set pieces, and that's where she's gotten most of her assists from. Corner comes in.
Sent over and shot, and it's inside the 6, and it is saved. Nice save by Leah Del Grippo.
Yeah, so every single one of these chances all year have been really dangerous. If I am Cinnaminson, my pre-game analysis is do not give up restarts. Give them throws. Even those can be dangerous. We know with Tori, do not foul them. Do not allow them to play balls in the box, because Ireland's serving great balls, and they have, they got the players who can get on the end of them.
That almost went right between the legs of Leo Del Grippo. Some would say that is good positional goalkeeping.
That ball was bouncing around everywhere, honestly. You can say it's great positioning and a little bit of luck at the same time.
Sent ahead by Carly Yeager, the senior. To our knowledge, no relation to Mr. Yeager, but you never know. Far side, Jordan Baker fouls, and it will be a free kick for Cinnaminson.
First thing you notice that's different between the first 2 rounds is this Cinnaminson team is willing to push numbers forward early in the game. First 2 rounds, both teams really made an effort just to sit back defensively. And from a fan's perspective, it's good to see that we're going to get attacking soccer going both ways.
Something we didn't see in the opening round against Pinelands, which we sat through in the 40-degree weather. We've got about a 30-degree change in weather from last week to this week, but hey, welcome to fall here in Jersey.
The other thing with that is, and you're kind of seeing it here, when a team's willing to push up like Cinnaminson was, now you're going to have your strikers who are going to have some space behind, some opportunities to either run in behind the defense or to take players 1v1, and Lee had a chance there. So this game looks like it could be up and down, which will be exciting.
Track meet, if you will.
Yep.
What would you rather have as a coach? Would you rather have back and forth action or more of a patient style game?
my team definitely wanted a back and forth action. The higher up teams got on us, the more effective we were. So we actually struggled against teams who sat back defensively.
What do you prefer as a player?
Depends what position you're playing. If you're in the midfield, you don't want a game like this because you're doing a lot of running.
Aaron Quinn tries to send it forward, kicked away by the defense of Cinnaminson. Ava Stendalevich going to check into the game for Cinnaminson at the next opportunity.
That's an interesting substitution pretty early in the game. I wonder if it's either a tactical thing, if it's an injury, if it's something, but 5 minutes into the game, you normally don't see any type of substitutions.
Kicked away, Wilsey finds it, sends it back across, swing and a miss inside the 18, and is kicked away and finds Aaron Quinn. Quinn with plenty of space on the far side, sends it forward, looking for Dixon, couldn't connect.
Sterling sending in 3 dangerous crosses into the box, but again, Cinnaminson's defense able to send them out of the box.
One more look at it here from our crow's nest.
Love that long diagonal ball, especially early in the game. You know, pump that ball to the far post, and you kind of get that one-on-one over there and see if you can make something happen. Don't want to do it all game, all the time, but early in the game, that's a great ball.
Up the middle of the field off the foot of Katie Ambrose. Palladino drops for Tori Wilsey. Tries to flick it forward, picked off by Ryan Hart. Ambos. Two defenders on Emma Fugel, the leading point getter for the Cinnaminson team. 24 goals and 8 assists on the season. Coach, that's got to be obviously the person you're spotlighting.
Yeah, that matchup, you can see right now Faith is on her, and just positionally, you're going to see Faith on her a lot. And that's, again, from a fan's perspective, that's a really strong senior defender against an elite attacker. Again, Faith is right with her as we speak, and that's going to be a fun matchup. That last time she got the ball, she had to come back to get that ball. So that's a good thing from Sterling's perspective. Let her come back, get the ball at midfield. They then played it long, and she was nowhere to be found. So you want to keep her as far away from goal as possible.
You're joining us from the Cinnaminson area and checking us out on Channel 19. Glad you joined us. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, and the coach, Pete Marleys. South Jersey Group 2 semifinal right here on Channel 19. Winner will play Friday in the championship, 2 o'clock. Down to the Final Four. Obviously Sterling, Cinnaminson here, and then on the bottom half of the bracket going on right now, Haddonfield and West Deptford. That game is at West Deptford. All top 4 seeds in the semifinal. No upsets to speak of. Here comes Fugel. 1 on 3, looking to create and taken away there. Beautifully done by Faith Dixon.
Faith did a great job tracking her here. If she doesn't hustle back there, that's going to turn into potentially a one-on-one. Tori did a good job as well. Cinnaminson had no one else up, so defensively they did the right thing by sending numbers to the ball.
Kat Miller forces a throw-in. It's going to be Tori Wilsey.
And Cinnaminson unable to still make that substitution that we've been talking about a little bit earlier in the game.
Kicked away in the dangerous area right in the middle of the field, finds Ireland Kay. Kay, only a freshman. Sends it inside the 18, deflected away by the defense of Cinnaminson. Still in the attacking half, and now opportunity here for Cinnaminson. Fugel sends it to the right, looking for Ryan Hart.
They had a chance there. If she would have got her head up and found Emma Fugel, she was there in behind Faith in that space and behind our stopper and sweeper, but she chose to take a few too many touches and then play outside. But that was, I'd keep an eye on that.
Real good throw from Tori Wilsey. who's got the better throw, Tori Wilsey or Jimmy Zingaro? I mean, they both have really, really strong throws.
I'll go Tori.
I think Tori is a little bit more consistent with than Jimmy is sometimes.
Pushed ahead, Cinnaminson, and then there's Tori Wilsey again, all by herself. No pressure. Now the pressure's coming on late from Fugel. Whistle, and they're going to call foul. West Deptford leading 1-0 over Haddonfield early on. Probably about the same timeline as we are on right now, so probably about 10 minutes into this first half. 1-0 West Deptford. Sends it right to Hatfield. 12 shutouts on the season for Lexi Hatfield. An incredible season. Take a look at her right there. 118 saves and 20-plus games played. Very similar to Joey Lomas in terms of shutouts, having career years this year.
Yes, they did. Did not concede a lot of goals. Did a nice job, both goalies. And defenders for that.
In order to be a good goaltender, you got to have a good defense in front of you. That's what Sterling's had all season on both the boys' side and the girls' side.
Both of those goalies have faced some quality shots and made some quality saves.
Run here by Ambos, the junior. Looking to go wide. Sends it far side. Looking for Bailey Costin.
Hey, tighten it up, that middle area. Go back a little bit too late.
To be thrown in, Veronica Campbell, the senior, will throw it in for the Pirates.
Of course, a big fan showing.
Being told that the West Deptford goal was a header off a centering pass. So again, 1-0 West Deptford. Still no score here from Sterling against Cinnaminson.
Touch.
Numbers for Cinnaminson and some momentum. Still inside the 18. Dancing inside the 18. Shot and score. Katie Ambos, the junior, was there to clean it up. That's her 7th goal of the season, and it's 1-0 Cinnaminson.
A great individual effort and unselfish play, and a little bit fortunate and unlucky. That ball kind of, it looked like, I'd like to see it from another angle, but it looked like it was almost a 50-50 ball that ricocheted off the defender here, but that's a great unselfish pass. See how Sterling responds.
See Fugel there. Just the one quick touch right there. Chance to clear, and it goes. Goes in the back of the net. Credit Emma Fugel with her 9th assist of the season.
Yeah, and I think that shows, that shows when you have an elite attacking player like Emma Fugel, you have to limit the opportunities. She got one, she made something happen. And again, I really like I thought she was going to take a hit there. When you got somebody who's got 20-some goals, you're thinking they're going to go for a goal often, and she didn't. And unselfish play led to a goal.
One more look at the goal here. We'll get to that look in just a second. So we'll get one more chance to break down the goal. Coach, I think you used the right word there on unlucky. One more look at it.
Yeah, I don't want to put it all in luck, because there was a lot that happened to get the ball there. That was really well done, but it did look like Tori was in position to get that. And credit Cinnaminson for making the first play of the game.
So 1-0 Cinnaminson on the goal by Ambos from the assist from Emma Fugel in the 13th minute. 1-0 West Deptford on the lower half. And now it is 2-0 West Deptford.
And I'll say this. This is where home field advantage you would like to see play out. You would like to see our student body who is out make some noise and encourage the girls. And right now they're silent. And they're not silent because we just gave up a goal. They're silent because I don't know why. But you would like to see them, be a little bit more engaged into this game and try to lead our girls on.
Good showing from the students coming out here and supporting the girls. But I agree with you, Coach. It'd be nice for them to, create a little home field advantage.
Yeah.
You see it at the Union game in the River End a lot. Not so much here so far. I think if Sterling can get a little bit of momentum here and get a goal with the student body that's still here, it might make things a little bit different.
Tell you what, 31 is the player who checked into the game, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. She's had a lot of good touches in a short period of time, and it looks like that was a positive substitution.
That's Ava Stendalevich, the freshman. Sterling still looking to push offensively here. Palladino surrounded by two Pirates, now backs it up, looking for Dixon, and swept away by Carly Everman. Wide side, Hart. Can't get around Wilsey. Good job defensively by Wilsey. Now Sheehan, with plenty of time, boots it forward. Dixon tries to create. She cannot. Miller gives it a go. Now they go in the middle of the field.
Should also note this is Sterling's assistant coach, Becky Forcellini. This is her alumni. She was quite the player for Cinnaminson back in the day.
It's got to be an awkward day for her a little bit. I'm pretty sure I know who she's cheering for. Far side will be a throw-in right in front of the student body for Sterling. Couldn't dial up better weather for this day, Coach.
Nah, it's awesome.
This is phenomenal mid-November weather. Thought we'd be a lot more bundled up than this, but we'll take it.
I am not complaining.
Nor am I. Getting word that John Baker is a Cinnaminson graduate as well.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. Fugel. Opportunity there. Good defense by Kaylee Sheehan. That's awesome defense by the senior Kaylee Sheehan. On a girl with 24 goals on the season and an assist today already. It's just great defense.
I think if she got around Sheehan, I think there's definitely going to be a shot on target. And maybe in the back of the net, too.
I was unaware we had two Cinnaminson graduates on our staff. I know we have a lot of Sterling graduates on our staff, but
Simple. All right, relax. Take a breath.
we had Sterling graduate Justin Teasdale, coaches on the boys' side.
Eric Teasdale.
Or Eric Teasdale, excuse me, Eric.
Yeah, the Cinnaminson boys had a fantastic year. They won the coaches tournament. They made their way through South Jersey Group 2 and ran into Delran, who, as we know, sort of the perennial powerhouse on the boys' side. And hard fought, 1-0 loss yesterday. They fell, and unfortunate for them because they really had a special team and were doing great things.
I'm sure they celebrated the Coaches Cup victory. You guys saw them, real impressive team a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they were, like I said, they were a special group. They kind of were just really solid all over the place, well coached, had playmakers defensively, solid, organized. Goalkeeper was outstanding. So they didn't really have any weaknesses.
Shea Wiley and Layla Solomon into the game for Sterling. Keep an eye on the sophomore and junior. Layla Solomon, 8 goals and an assist on the season. Shea Wiley, 5 and 3.
And you can see in the past maybe 10 minutes, this ball has primarily been down here with the exception of a few counters. Let's see if Sterling gets something going here. But Cinnaminson has definitely weathered a little bit of a storm, and they're now starting to turn the screw a little bit.
How do you change that around as a coach on the sideline? How do you get you, because obviously no timeouts in soccer, how do you?
Yeah, it's one of the more frustrating parts of the game is as a coach, you're limited in how effective you can be during the run of play. You know, you're not calling plays like you might be in football or basketball. You're not calling timeouts. It is a game of momentum, and sometimes it's really just as simple as, can we get a ball forward? Can we get numbers forward? And then just do to them what they're doing to us. You know, right now you can see Sterling sitting back, and they're being forced back. They're not doing that by choice. So, you know, if you can play this ball over the top, move your numbers forward, then in theory you might be able to do the same. Well done by Lily.
Lily Burt scoops one forward, but again, the Cinnaminson defense at back line. 3 players back, almost like a wall of white there.
There's not enough pressure on the ball both ways right now. You know, they're allowing players to pick out passes, and that's always going to lead to some danger there.
Fugel fires one over the bar and out of play, but she was able to wiggle loose there. Got around Faith Dixon.
Yeah, and that's the matchup we talked about. You're going to see Faith all over her. Not that she's not shadowing her, she's not man marking her, but when you have a player playing that 9 position and you have a stopper, naturally they're going to be matched up together quite a bit.
See Lily Burt in the middle of the field looking for Kat Miller. Kat Miller 1-on-2. Double teamed, pushed aside, and dispossessed by Ryan Hart. Lily Burt, nice little move by Burt. He's got to generate a little bit of space, takes a shot, and right into the arms of Leah Del Grippo.
All right, here's that. It's good ball, good counter. Kat looks to get in here, which is the right decision. And yeah, it doesn't look like it. Actually looks like Kat stepped over the ball and just lost her balance a little bit.
It's got to be pretty blatant inside the 18 to make a penalty call.
15's another nice player in the midfield. She's doing a great job right now.
That's Katie Ambo. She has the goal. Her 7th of the season right now. The only tally on the board. As the ball trickles back to Kaylee Sheehan, who will send it forward a little over halfway through this first half. 1-0 Cinnaminson. 2-0 West Deptford on the bottom half of the bracket.
Again, still early on for Sterling, of course. He would probably take limited damage during this first half, not letting another goal in, of course. But, of course, right now you just want to try and get some more chances up in this first half and maybe get one to go in.
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing to keep an eye on is, with the exception of, you know, maybe 1 or 2 games this year, Sterling probably has not defended this much. You know, their backs haven't been tested. The games that I've seen, they've primarily been in control. Right now, their back 4 is really having to work hard, and of course they're up to it. You know, but if they can't change the momentum here, they're going to be doing a lot of that all game. We'll see how that impacts their play.
Kate McVeigh is going to check in relatively soon. Jenna Averill, the senior, is going to check in for Cinnaminson. Bridget Dixon is going to check in as well. In the meantime, 3 head balls in a row. Sterling can't get it clear, and finally Tori Wilsey comes in and helps the defense out. Sheehan.
That's the ball right there that we were winning against Seneca. Our strikers are coming back and winning that ball, and right now we're losing that ball. You'd like to see the strikers work a little bit harder to relieve the defenders when they clear that ball.
That was Kat Miller on the near side, and now Sterling having to defend again. Emma Fugel, who Coach K mentioned yesterday, is definitely one of the girls that to keep an eye on, one of the best players in South Jersey.
And there's another example that I just talked about. Aaron played that ball out, and it went right back out of bounds.
So there's the Final Four right there. Sterling Cinnaminson on top. And it's 2-0 West Deptford over Haddonfield on the bottom. West Deptford finished underneath Haddonfield in the conference or division standings. Haddonfield 7-2-1 in the division. West Deptford 7-3. There's the aforementioned Colonial Liberty final standing. Sterling obviously on top with their first Colonial Conference victory in school history. Hard to believe. The school's been around since 1960 and they get their first Colonial Conference victory, but see how close all these teams were. Every game matters. Sterling trying to get some offensive push. Layla Solomon, far side. 1-on-2 looking across. Cannot. And it's kicked away by Cinnaminson. Sterling's going to get a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, and this is something that we mentioned earlier. You know, defensively limit those corners if you're Cinnaminson. So this defender wisely just plays the ball out, saves it off the end line, it looked like, and played it out. And you'll live with this throw-in as compared to the corner.
Punted away by Brooks Stenilevich. And here comes the counter rush for the Pirates. Job by Faith Dixon defensively. Finds the foot of Yeager. Yeager, good through ball. Ambos. Nice run for Costin. Solomon with the speed looking to counter. Creates a little bit of space. Solomon has some room, takes a shot, and it goes wide of the bar. Good opportunity by Layla Solomon here, all created by the speed here, Coach.
Yeah, Layla's came in and provided a little bit of a spark, and now that's what you're looking for. She's been great at that all year. And, you know, I don't mind it at all. A little ambitious, but, you know, you do all that work, and she didn't really have any good options in front of her, so why not have one on goal? You know, the only thing that we'd like there is her to test the goalie a little bit, but that's a great run by her.
McVeigh lined up on the near side now as the shot taken by Palladino goes well wide and out of play. Gab Palladino.
By the sense of things, Coach K wants to attack the wider positions. So send in more crosses into the box and hopefully get a foot or a head onto it.
Yeah, it's always tempting to kind of play the way you're facing and to continue to move the ball up the middle of the field. That's, of course, where the strength of all the teams are. So you're playing right into that if you're not playing it out wide.
Good job by Solomon to track that one down. Sends a right-footed cross. It's just intercepted and kicked away by the defense of Cinnaminson.
It's like Cinnaminson has a little bit of a student section out there. And of note, when we played them in the semifinal of the coaches tournament, their fan section was great. They were into that game. They were loud. They made a difference.
A great experience that was for both boys and girls teams to play in that Coaches Cup. It's been a while since the boys and girls have played. I think it's first year for the girls, obviously, but Sterling, it's been a while.
Yeah, it was a great experience. We really enjoyed it. Obviously, we'd want to win one or two more in there, but felt like we earned some respect, and it was a memorable run.
That St. Augustine game was one for the ages.
Yeah, that it was.
The old 2 games in 1 day, or two games in 2 days, practically.
Yeah, and they were a great host. We got to spend the night on campus basically, waiting out some weather, and they were awesome.
Palladino to Wilsey.
For a lot of your players like the school, too.
Oh yeah, the school is, it's like a small college.
It really is. The defense here by Cinnaminson, coach.
Yeah, just effort, track this play down, right, make a difference. And
Ava Stendelevich, forward for Emma Fugel. Fugel turns on the Jets a little bit. Sheehan collapses and plays it perfectly defensively. Near side, McVeigh. Looking for Bridget Dixon.
Get on that ball! Get on it! Second ball!
Coach K animated right now, trying to get his girls going with 10 minutes left to go in the first half, trailing by 1.
well, he's noticing that they need a little bit of a pick-me-up. So he's encouraging them to press a little bit more, work a little bit harder, and it's definitely what they need. You put a little pressure on his back line, and who knows how they'll handle it. So you can sort of see he's changed his tone here, is trying to encourage his girls to do a little bit more running.
Less than 10 minutes remaining here in this first half. Sterling trailing this one 1-0 on the goal. Her 7th of the season from Katie Ambos, the assist to Emma Fugel, her 9th. That was in the 13th minute. To our knowledge, the West Efford Haddonfield score has not changed. Still 2-0 West Efford. That's not the end of the half. That's the end of the academic day.
Also the end of our fan section, and I'd say that.
You guys had a great fan section a couple years ago with the whiteout on the football field a number of years ago.
Yeah, we did.
2 or 3 years ago. That was really fun.
A little bit longer than that, I want to say.
Was it really that?
Yeah, we had a great group of seniors who sort of organized that, and it was a lot of fun.
Dixon looking to cross, being pressured, did create a little bit of space, now sends it across, punched away by Del Grippo. Kicked away, and we'll take one more look at it.
Great job by Bridget, creating a chance here. It's well done, head up, plays the ball across, and this is what we talked about. You have to test goalies on any level, in any game. You have to make them work a little bit, and you never know what's going to happen. And, you know, again, I think Cinnaminson did a good job there getting that ball out, avoiding the corner, and, you know, kept Sterling off the board.
That ball had so much backspin on it that if that defender didn't come away, I didn't catch the number. We'll see if we can get one more look at it. The defender that came in and covered the near side post to sweep it away, that ball may have gone in the net, rolled harmlessly into the net had that not gone in. Here's one more look at it, Coach. Watch the backspin. After Del Grippo punches it away, the defender comes in from the far side right there. That may have gone in.
Yeah, I really do not believe this game is going to end 1-0. I think both teams have some goals on them here. Obviously, Cinnaminson's doing a little bit more of the attacking, but we know how dangerous Sterling can be on restarts. You know, I would expect some more goals. There's our goal scorer right there, Katie Ambos. Coach, you said this from the very, very beginning, that this has even in the opening minutes, all the feels of a 3-2 game, 4-3. Yeah, I would still agree with that. You know, I know what Sterling can do in the attack, and I think that it's coming, and they're going to get chances, and it's going to be whether or not they put them away. And Cinnaminson's been really impressive. So, you know, although they haven't tested Hatfield since the goal, they're sniffing around and also getting some half chances as well.
And I think right now what Sterling's also got to be doing is winning those 50-50 balls too. They've not been winning them that as much as that we've seen it during the regular season.
Good help defense from Ireland K, and transition offense for Kat Miller with plenty of room. Got a player wide. She elects to try and flip it herself. Yeager there defensively for the Pirates. Cinnaminson throw. Off Dixon. Miller goes to the ground. Fugel somehow finds the foot of Palladino, and Ireland Kay trying to turn and look for some help, but she finds it in Aaron Quinn. Pair of 12s working against each other. Veronica Campbell gets the better of Aaron Quinn momentarily, but then kicks it away. Be a Sterling throw-in. Coach, how much do you talk to your team about the opening five and that's a free kick? And
yeah, the start of each half.
First 5 minutes.
And really first 10, last 10, and again, any level are where most goals are scored. So, you know, Cinnaminson got one at the beginning. Can we get one here at the end?
Sent in by Kay. Still inside the 18, sweeping it away is Carly Yeager. Back to midfield.
Yeager's been really strong back there. Clearance has been great. She seems pretty steady. She's holding it together for him.
Can kind of hear that Cinnaminson student section from here.
Yeah, 20 Cinnaminson students, louder than 800 Sterling students. Got to give credit to them.
And traveling. I don't see a fan bus. All I see is the...
I would give credit to their parents for signing them out early as well.
Usually you get to this stage and there's murmurs of a fan bus. I know we've had that in the past for other sports, volleyball.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we would have one if the girls were to advance.
Sure.
I'd like to think so.
Basketball, I think in the past, had some fan bus.
Yeah, I took the fan bus with the girls when they went to the and then won the South Jersey final. I helped chaperone that fan bus, and we had great support out that game. It was a lot of fun.
Very cold game.
Freezing. It's terrible.
We might have some footage of that we can show at halftime.
Sure.
About 50 degrees warmer today than it was that day, but a day that Coach Caracciolo and the rest of those girls on that team will never forget.
So here's a good chance. So Ireland's going to be on her left boot here. This is going to be an out-swinging cross, meaning it's going to come from the end line out most likely, and that can challenge a goalie because it's going to drift away from her.
Low line drive inside the 18, kicked away by the defense of Cinnaminson. What a job their defense has done today. Sterling's had a couple chances. We take one more look at him.
Yeah, I don't think this is Ireland's best ball. I think she'd be the first to admit that. Probably wanted to get it in a little bit closer, possibly a little bit higher. But I'm sure with the next one, she's going to put it right on point like she's done all year.
2.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Cinnaminson leading 1-0. Winner will either face Haddonfield or West Deptford on Friday for the South Jersey Group 2 Championship.
Push up!
Still a long way to go for Sterling. They've had opportunities.
And they've had the last 5 minutes here, so they have the momentum right now. It'd be huge. Ooh, that's a foul. Oh, no.
That's
Yikes.
Let's see if we get one more look at that, if we get a stoppage in play. Averill going near side. And now we get a whistle and a foul. Here's a play on the other end. Palladino with the ball. Nice little move there, and that's...
I need to see that one again. Hey, but you know what you hate is that on the one half it just was ignored, I guess you could describe it, or it was let go, and then a very similar situation just 10, 15 seconds later on this half, and it's called. That's a frustrating one. If they're both let go, you live with it.
Sent in by Yeager and right into the arms of Lexi Hatfield with just about a minute remaining here in the first half. Lily Burt loses that 50-50 ball to Sophia Flynn.
But Jordan Baker right there to recover.
Jordan Baker back to Quinn. Lily Burt, right-footed service, finds Dixon, and again swept away by that back line of the defense for the Pirates. Katie Ambos. Check that, that's Jenna Avery. This is Ambos. And an opportunity here for a throw in deep in Sterling territory with just about 20 seconds remaining.
It's a good recovery by Ireland because that was starting to look like trouble as she had beaten a few players. And, she was maybe one more defender away from really being able to create a chance there.
Last gasp here in this first half unofficially. We had a stoppage for the goal. Cinnaminson looking for more. And it goes right in the arms of Lexi Hatfield, and that might do it for the half. Watch it just pinball right to Lexi Hatfield.
That wasn't an intentional pass back. If it was, that would have been a problem. But Kaylee had no intent of playing it.
Hatfield comes out and takes down Emma Fugel. That was a little
bit of indecision, and wow, she actually got her foot on that.
And that will do it for the first half. Cinnaminson from the goal. 13 minutes in from Katie Ambos, her 7th with the assist to Emma Fugel. Her 9th of the season gives Cinnaminson a 1-0 lead as we head into the half. We're going to flash back, take a look at some of the highlights from arguably the coldest soccer game ever at Sterling High School, back when the girls won the championship. Wind in the face, Sterling gets it in. Wind in the face, Sterling gets it in. Inside the 18, it's headed into the net! Into the net and in, Hannah Marshall!
That was beautiful.
Sterling leads 1-0. McCann fighting the sun will send this one in, low line drive, and it is in the back of the net. Sterling's gonna take the lead.
Guess who?
Off the
Hannah
free
Marshall.
kick from Lauren McCann. Hannah Marshall gets her 2nd with 4:55 left to go in the first half. The wall, it's a 3-person wall. McCann with the shot, hits the wall. McCann another shot, and it's in!
Scored.
McCann on the rebound off the wall. Sterling leads 3-1.
What a great job of McCann, not holding up one split second.
Seconds left, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and Sterling has done it. Sterling has rewritten the record books. They have written the first chapter in Sterling girls soccer history. They are the 2014 South Jersey Group 2 champions.
What's up? I'm DJ Wagner, and I play for Camden High. I got vaccinated against COVID-19 so I can protect my teammates, coaches, family, and friends.
I got my shot because I know the truth. The vaccine works and saves lives.
With the Delta variant spreading, we need you to get off the bench and get in the game.
No excuses.
The vaccine is the best way we can protect our community.
This is your shot.
This is your shot.
Make it count.
For a list of free vaccination locations, visit CamdenCounty.com.
Where were you? You were supposed to meet me at my locker.
I had to get my books.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Big City Greens. Hey, Leah, you want to play with me? Yeah. Yeah. Can I play with you? Sure. Sorry for being mean to you, Vaughn. It's okay, Leah. I love you.
People are oblivious to the facts and supportive of the fiction. What should you believe? Believe the facts. COVID-19 is a real problem, and here's how you can do your part. Social distancing works. 6 feet apart from everyone. Proper mask placement prevents the virus from getting in and out, and lets you breathe normally. And if you're not near a sink, you can use hand sanitizer to kill the virus before it can keep spreading. But whenever you can, wash your hands. Soap, water, happy birthday. You know the drill. Let's help each other get through this. Stay safe, stay healthy, and go to cdc.gov for more information.
I'm going to teach you how to use and wear a mask properly. This mask acts as a barrier to prevent spread of a virus. This virus is called COVID-19. Here's the do's and don'ts. Wash your hands before putting it on. Inspect the mask. Do not use if it's damaged or dirty. Simply place the strands around your ears. Make sure chin, nose, and mouth is covered. Avoid touching your mask while wearing. Remove the mask, hold it by the straps, and hold it away from your face. When done using mask, don't forget to wash your hands after. Follow me. Don't forget to use soap. Do not share masks with others. Stay 6 feet apart. Most importantly, stay safe.
One nothing Cinnaminson on the goal from Katie Ambos just about 13 minutes in, her 7th of the year. Let's take another look at it here. Wiggles, this was right place, right time for Katie Ambos with the assist to Emma Fugel. Here it is.
Again, it was just unfortunate on the defensive part. Tori Wilsey does get there first, but it just looks like it hits her knee and it just drops in the right spot and right place, and Alexis Hatfield just unable to get anything on it. And but of course, Cinnaminson is leading this 1-0, but Sterling at near the end of this game started getting some quality chances, so hopefully Sterling getting some of those good quality chances maybe can transition into the second half, and maybe we can see a goal or two from Sterling.
Here's the goal. There's Emma Fugel just creating so many, drawing 2 defenders. And actually, Tori Wilsey comes in to help, and that goes right onto the foot of Katie Ambos. And you can't really, Coach, you can't really fault Tori Wilsey to come in and play defense here on a wide open player right in the middle of the box.
Now, you know what's interesting about the game of soccer is if you look at all 3 of the backs that were involved in that particular play, they held their own for 39 minutes of that game, and that was the one breakdown.
Yep.
And they more than have gone toe-to-toe with this Cinnaminson attack, and that's soccer. You know, it takes just one flash of somebody making a play or somebody not making a play, as you see the defense there, and that's right now that's the difference.
Coach, what do you tell your this is your squad, what are you telling them at halftime? What's the keys for the second half for Sterling?
Keep your composure and come out fast, right? There should be no panic at this point in the game, no panic whatsoever. You know you're going to get your chances, so keep your composure, but you do want to show some life here early. You know, we talked about early goals. You know, Sterling was able to get an early goal in the first and second half at Seneca, and let's see if, and they almost had that one early. We saw on that opening corner kick, which was, you know, maybe 2 minutes into the game, so you know, we'll see if they can dial one up here.
Coach, you mentioned this, that Sterling finds themselves in a position that they weren't in too many times this year. 18-4 overall. One of those losses coming in against one of South Jersey's best teams in Eastern in the Coaches Cup tournament. But in terms of Colonial, they weren't in this situation a lot.
Yeah, I would bet this is maybe the second time they were down at half. You can see Ireland pressing there, and that's what you want. Make it difficult, win these balls. Faith is going to do that well. You'd like to get on that second ball there, but that's going to be the recipe.
Set forward, Cinnaminson has nobody home, goes right into the arms of Lexi Hatfield. Again, the last update we got from the bottom half of the bracket, West Effort leading 2-0 over Haddonfield. If that result holds and this result holds, then Cinnaminson will travel to West Effort, but we're hoping that we have a game here on Friday to announce.
That'd be quite exciting, but it's going to be a very interesting game as rain is forecasted for that one.
Of course.
Last time I checked, but, you know, rain can always move and go away and come back at different times.
It's a ruling. Will the state allow you to move? There's prolonged rain in the forecast. Can they say, hey, you can do the game on Thursday or even a Saturday?
Well, so it's one of the reasons why you see the 2 days in between games, right? They play today, and then they would play again on Friday. So they give you a little bit of room there in case of situations like that. It's the same thing with the state semifinal.
Cross check there from Brooks Stendalevich, and a sterling opportunity here. About 20 yards away from goal.
I'm going on goal, and I'm not hiding in it. I'm not. You know, I'm telling everybody on the field, Ireland, shoot this ball, and everybody else should be looking to get a rebound.
3-person wall. Ireland K, nice shot and a diving save by Leah Del Grippo, easily the best save of the game. Another rebound shot is wide of the cage. Look at the shot by Ireland K, drifting the goalkeeper to her right. Bends it around.
So you got that left foot bend, and you can see it come back. The goalie almost fell for it, but she was up to the task. But that was a great chance.
Had the goalkeeper leaning right and then dove back to her left. Great save by Leah Del Grippo. That's what you wanted there. You called it, Coach.
Kind of looked like she, at the time, looked like she was going to just, cross it in, but no, she does actually take the shot. I thought usually they have Kaylee Sheehan on the for shots.
Fugel trying to create room. 1-on-2, and the Sterling defense takes it away from the leading goal scorer, Campbell. Stendalevich in the middle, looking for Yeager. Yeager, good ball, side and right into the arms of Lexi Hatfield. Here's one more look at the free kick from Ireland K.
Yeah, so Ireland's hitting this a little bit with the inside of her foot, so it's always going to hook, and it eventually does, and almost. Oh, somebody else got a head on that. It
was like a Cat Miller.
I think that might have been Jordan Baker or Faith Dixon maybe, but I don't think Faith Dixon's out there. I saw a pink headband.
Faith is out there, and she is in a pink headband.
Kaylee Sheehan to take the goal kick. Off Lily Burt, looking for Lily Burt. 3 defenders back. Can she split the defense? She cannot. Ambos. Ambos. One heavy touch too much, somehow onto the foot of Aaron Quinn.
Yeah, that was a good stop by Aaron because that ball was going to be trouble. They had 2 players in the corner there open.
Lily Burt will earn a throw-in. Jordan Baker will take it and move quickly, looking for Lily Burt streaking down the near sideline. Both teams don't know who it deflected off of. I think that went off of Lily Burt. Inside part of the leg. We'll see what they call there.
That's not what the refs think.
Nope. Wilsey sends it in.
Someone's got to be in that center of the box, and
it's amazing how quickly time goes by when you need a goal. Already 6 minutes into this second half, Cinnaminson still leading 1-0. Throw in for Sterling. Wilsey to throw it in. Off Dixon. And will be a Cinnaminson throw as Jenna Averill going to check into the game and replace Bailey Costa. good crowd stuck around after the 2:30. Not sure if they're Cinnaminson fans or Sterling fans, but nonetheless, got a nice little crowd here this afternoon. Looking far side for Averill. Averill's with some room, sends it across. Instant, it's still inside the 18, and trying to track it down is Palladino. She cannot. Coming up playing defensively is Yeager. Yeager takes a little chip shot. Looking inside the 18, shot goes wide and score! Off the rebound, it's 2-0 Cinnaminson. Guess who? Emma Fugel on the goal, her 25th of the season.
My first thought on this is a lot of standing by Sterling. First player to the ball there, first player. All you see is Erin in that picture. And in that shot right there, you don't see another blue jersey. And that's kind of what I saw live. You know, you can see it back behind the ball. They're just late getting there. And there's kind of 3 white jerseys who were crashing that net to 1 blue. A lot of work now for Sterling to do, but definitely capable.
Jenna Averill picks up the primary assist. Her first assist of the season, and Sterling now trails this one 2-0. And now you're really going to have to see Sterling change their game plan and focus, trailing this one by 2. We mentioned this to Coach K yesterday about a 2-goal lead is probably the most unsafe lead to have. What are your thoughts on that?
It's the worst lead to have. I mean, you'd rather have it than not, but it is not safe because if that 3rd goal is Sterling's, immediately there's a lot of pressure on Cinnaminson because right now they're feeling good. Sterling scores the next goal, and the pressure really ramps up. You know, when you're playing with a 1-0 lead, you're always in a game. It's tight. You don't feel as much. But when you have that lead and 2-goal lead, and then you lose it, make it 2-1, you start to worry a little bit.
Shea Wiley is going to check into the game for Kat Miller. 8.5 minutes into this second half, Sterling trailing 2-0. Latest goal, her 25th of the season, scored by Emma Fugel with the assist to Jenna Averill.
Here's her chance. This is a perfect time. You know, we talked about goals early and late in halves. There's another thing that we stress a lot with the boys is goals typically come after goals, meaning when there's 1 goal scored, you sometimes quickly thereafter you'll see a 2nd goal scored.
Sent in by Ireland. Shot, score! Sterling answers right back. Faith Dixon gets the goal for Sterling, and they've cut the Cinnaminson lead in half.
This is, you know, to be honest with you, this is predictable. It's a restart. It's a corner. I don't know if it was Faith or whoever was to her right, but you know, we talked about goals after goals. We talked about this, and this is a great ball and a great effort. And now now we're back to where we started the half at. Faith and somebody else were right on.
I wonder if it's Faith and Bridget. For Faith Dixon, that's her 7th goal of the season.
Cinnaminson now on a charge.
One more look at the goal, guys.
And yeah, if this is Faith is an animal in the box, and she's been doing this for years. And you can just see her; she's not going to be denied. I think the sisters are going to fight for that one. But it's a great job.
Ireland Kay picks up the primary assist. That's her 16th assist of the season, leading the team.
Late whistle. Late whistle here. And it looked like the center ref got a little bit of help. You know, They're going to call that. No, yeah, they're bringing it back over. Yeah. So this ball was played a few times before the ref blew the whistle and called it back over to this side of the field. And I believe the assistant ref had a part to play in that and getting that called.
Saw the assistant ref waving up his flag, telling the main referee.
Nervous moment there.
Well, I was wondering why there was a three-man wall with, when she was 35, 40 yards out. But after that shot, makes a little bit more sense to me.
Just checked with the scorers table. It is Faith Dixon's goal, her 7th of the season, the assist to Ireland Kay, her 16th of the season. That's a great answer from Sterling. You almost called. Do you have tonight's lottery numbers too, Coach?
Yeah.
I mean, you called goals after goals, and we were just talking about the most unsafe lead is a 2-goal lead. And here we are in a 2-1 game with just about a half hour remaining.
Second half. You have to credit this Sterling team for their reaction after falling down 2-0. Their reaction was great. They came back, they fought, they scored a goal within 2 minutes. And, that's just a great job by them. Speaks to their character and their fighting determination.
And right now, what Sterling's got to do is make Cinnaminson, make some mistakes, force them to make mistakes, and, hopefully get chances off of those mistakes.
Get some set pieces going, too. Lily Burt. Burt, 1-on-2. Backs it up. Our side kicked away. Giving chase is Wilsey. Wilsey with another strong throw-in on the way. Holy shnikes. I don't think I can kick the ball that far. I'm not lying. It's not a ringing endorsement for Strauss on the soccer team, but... So Tori's going to get a good throw here. Opportunity for a good throw in. This is just as good as a corner here, Coach.
It's close to it. No, that throw's
basically a corner.
Just getting another chance here. Another corner is going to go over the bar and out of play.
Yeah, this is another opportunity. And unfortunately, it's an opportunity wasted because it went out of play. I can speak from experience that, those will hurt you. But it's a tough play with that ball bouncing out, the Cinnaminson player putting pressure on you.
Cinnaminson throw deep in their own defensive end. Still, I think plenty of goals to be had in this one. We called this one from the beginning that we thought we were going to see a high-scoring affair, and so far, 2-1, we'll take it. Like the score to be the other way around, obviously, but...
Yeah, I mean, I still don't see this game ending 2-1.
No.
Even if it lasts 2-1 for another 15 or so minutes, Sterling's going to be pushing high, which is going to make them susceptible to any kind of counter. And, again, if Cinnaminson sits back like this, Sterling's going to get restart chances, and that's where they're dangerous. Good ball.
Sent in by Aaron Quinn. And cleared away. Coach, the one thing I'm noticing in this half as compared to last half, both benches a lot more animated.
Yeah, they know it's on the line, and they're doing their part.
A lot more energy here in the second half. Again, the winner's going to face either West Deptford or Haddonfield. Last check, it was a 2-0 West Deptford lead. Trying to get an update from West Deptford. Using various social media outlets. Costin in the cross inside the 18. Hatfield comes out. across her own 6, dives down and makes the save.
Yeah, good ball. Good ball in here, and a good job by Hatfield reading this as it comes off. At this point, it's who's going to be first to react, and she was, or that could have been trouble.
A whistle and a free kick on the way.
I didn't even see it. Coach K asking for my advice. Unfortunately, I missed that. But that was a foul on Ireland K, and some people may disagree.
Good job there defensively by Lexi Berkeley. Sterling going to really push here. Dixon and Solomon. Solomon giving chase, and coming off of her line is Del Grippo. Still 2-0 on the bottom half of the bracket. I'm being told that about 7 minutes behind us is the West Deptford Haddonfield game, so about a half hour to go there. And just nearly halfway through the second half here. Sterling in need of a goal to keep their season alive. And an opportunity here from distance. Tori Wilsey will take the throw. Looking for Solomon. Palladino was there momentarily. The head of Dixon. White shirts everywhere. Goes off of Berkeley, and now shot from distance. Goes inside, Del Grippo is there, and she's down, still down, and somehow falls on top of it.
I don't even know where to begin with that. That might have been, as some people called, a handball. It could have been a foul. This here is another foul. And then again, it falls to the keeper. I will say, I believe the ref is letting them play for the most part here.
I'd say. Pirates netminder sends it into the air, off the foot of Shea Wiley. Solomon earns the corner, or earns the throw-in rather.
Sterling's fan base is kind of sounding a little bit more vocal later on into this game, of course.
Sent in and into the arms of Via Del Grippo. Haddonfield has also cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1 West Deptford. Wiley. Double teamed. Sends it up looking for Solomon, but it's picked off by Carly Everman. Here comes the counterattack. This one is picked off by Quinn, sends it up nicely. Well, midfield soccer playing right now. As Yeager goes down, no whistle.
Yeah, he's letting them play.
Dixon and Solomon jumps over one, can't get around Stendalevich. Wiley still controls. Wiley with a little shove. And Cinnaminson able to clear it out. Up but not out. Wilsey steps forward. Now it's, you can hear the Cinnaminson and Sterling fans kind of going back and forth here a little bit. From the far side of the field, something we didn't hear from in the first half.
Well, I believe Joey Lomas is over there with the boys soccer team and all. I was like, kind of texting Joey Lomas saying, try to get the Sterling fans a little bit more hyped up. It was kind of quiet this first half, and
Wilsey throws it in. off the foot of Everman. And Wilsey will let it go over the sideline for another throw-in. Wilsey going to take a moment and tie the shoe. Equipment problem. But
Shout out, Mr. Behringer is watching from home after a little minor procedure done today on some of his teeth.
Inside the 18 and wide of the cage. So, Coach Behringer, hope you're feeling well. Thanks for tuning in.
He's getting all, he's in basketball mode. He's ready to go.
No doubt.
He's ready for the winter.
I know he was getting ready for basketball, of course, during the playoffs and when he was going on, of course.
Hard to believe, 67 degrees outside, and we're talking about basketball season. And it's only, what do we got, 3 weeks left there, Coach? Roughly?
Until basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the week
after Thanksgiving?
I believe they're actually allowed to start tryouts the week of Thanksgiving.
So that Monday through Wednesday. It's hard to believe.
So this is some well-deserved time off for him before he gets going.
Of course, the basketball season lasts all the way almost to February.
March-ish last year, and it was a great season for the boys basketball team.
Somebody on the sideline does not agree with that call. But you might see the ref here try to get a little bit this game under control. Not that it's been dirty by any means, but it's starting to become a little bit more physical. In a semifinal, you're going to get that, and so he may look to tighten it up.
Costin working one-on-one with Quinn. Tries to get around Quinn, does not, and may give them a corner. Nope. They'll say goal kick.
And she's done a really good job on this right flank here. This is only a freshman, and she's been a problem.
I believe Quinn is actually a sophomore.
Working against the freshman, Bailey Costin.
Keep up, Wiggles.
23 minutes remaining in the West Deptford game. And about 18 or so left in this one. Hatfield punches that one away off the head of Wilsey. Still available.
Just trying to get it out.
It's a dangerous ball, and it's kicked away by Sterling. Some nervous moments there defensively for Sterling as they're waiting to make a pair of substitutions as Lily Burt and Kat Miller are going to check in. Yeager. Cinnaminson looking to gain possession here. Iron K tries to track that one down. She cannot.
Yeager's done a really nice job all game coming out of that. I can't tell if she's playing a center back or a stopper, but she pushes and she reads those balls well, and you can she's all the way in the box right now, which has only left 3 players back for Cinnaminson, but she's been effective stepping up like that. She's jogging back now, getting into her spot.
And if you're Sterling, how do you defend that?
Well, you try to take advantage of her leaving that space. So every time she goes and makes that run, if you can turn her over, and you can see she's a little tired. She's been working hard. She probably hasn't been out of the game. But when she makes that run forward, that's a great opportunity to play whatever area it is that she left.
Another Sterling throw right in front of their own bench. They'll make that pair of substitution as Burt and Miller check back into the game. Layla Solomon trots off, as well as Bridget Dixon. Thrown in there defensively is Cinnaminson. Picked off by Sterling in the middle of the 18. Cinnaminson wisely just kicks it away and forces a throw in deep. Here's another opportunity. Tori Wilsey going to jog over from the other side of the field to take this throw. Wind at her back here, so she should get some good air underneath it. Wilsey on the throw-in. It's available, far side. Trying to punch it away was Del Grippo.
And I think she has it.
And she has it. Shea Wiley was there, but watch Del Grippo here kind of go over Sterling. Right here.
Shea is
2-point takedown.
She definitely got mauled there, but you're just not going to call that on the goalie.
You can clearly see she's going for the ball, and with those types of plays, you tend to go with the keeper's side than anything.
Yeah, the goalie almost always gets the benefit of the doubt, and that's why I was surprised that earlier there wasn't a call on Layla when she went in there. But again, a lot of contact in the box that's being let go. Definitely consistent.
Ref's doing a very great job to keep the game going and not stopping it every couple of minutes, and refs just pointing where the ball went out.
Another deep throw in for Wilsey. And this one skitters wide of Del Grippo. One more look at the throw from Tori Wilsey. Speaking of basketball, I'll be calling her name on the basketball court in several weeks. Just under 13 minutes unofficially remaining here.
Two Cinnaminson players are down still, and they're going to get a
West Deptford, as there's an injury on the field. It looks like those two players may have collided. There's an update while we have it here. If you take one more look at the player that went down.
No, unrelated. They just, one was contact. The other one looks like it was off the ball.
West Deptford and Haddonfield are now tied 2-2. One more look.
Maybe how she landed, but the other one I do not know.
Yeah.
Maybe by the looks of things on what they're doing, it is cramping.
Well, this gives, I think this is advantage for, both of these. You talk about the lack of timeouts in a game here. It's an opportunity for two teams to kind of gear up for the final 13 plus minutes. I didn't see a lot of contact here. And Wiley was in there on the contact, but it wasn't a lot. It's Ryan Hart who's up now, and now getting up behind her and able to walk off is Emma Fugel, who has right now the game-winning goal.
For both the players' sake there, you're hoping it's just cramps. It kind of looks like it is.
11, you're not playing, right?
But you hope it's nothing more than that.
Looks like Ryan Hart is favoring that right side.
Stop that.
18 minutes left to go in the West Deptford Haddonfield game. That game is now tied at 2.
So a corner for Sterling.
This is the third corner of the afternoon for Sterling. Right into the sun and into the wind is Ireland K.
You just gotta hope that Sterling gets a foot into it and goes into the back of the net.
Good corner from K. Still available. Del Grippo comes out and makes a punch save over to K. Cleared out by Ambos. That was a great opportunity there for Sterling.
Just an amazing job from Cinnaminson so far. The defense, again, only letting out that one corner kick goal. Cinnaminson just been amazing in the back line.
Transition offense. Here comes the freshman, Bailey Costin. Costin around Quinn momentarily. Good job defensively by the sophomore, so freshman on sophomore there.
And there's Yeager stepping up, like we talked about. She reads those balls and she gets going.
Let's see how quickly she can get back. Oh, collision at midfield, and I think that's going to be there's that corner kick that we talked about earlier. Watch Del Campo, or Del Grippo rather. Got a hand on it. Wow. Plenty of Sterling players that was kicked away at the last moment by Cinnaminson. It was a Cinnaminson foul, be a Sterling free kick at nearly midfield.
That one saved by a cleat of a defender.
Miller.
Hey, shoulders!
And goes over the end line for a goal kick. Here's that collision again. Both players went down awkwardly.
Yeah, and you know what I liked about it? Kat popped up and didn't say a word. She popped up and ran straight to the box.
It's a dangerous ball here. I think maybe out of the corner of her eye, she saw her coming and was able to brace for it a little bit, but nonetheless, that's some heavy contact there. Unofficially, about 10 minutes remaining here in this second half. Cinnaminson leading 2-1. It was 2-0. The Cinnaminson goals coming from Ambos, her 7th, and Fugel, her 25th. Sterling answered right back about 4 minutes later. Faith Dixon with her 7th goal of the season. Some confusion on which way this should be going now.
Well, the center ref gave it to Cinnaminson and the AR gave it to Sterling. And of course the Cinnaminson fans do not like that change. And here we go. Deep throw. Tori, it's maybe just a little bit out of the range to be dangerous, but maybe on a flick or two.
Inside the 18, and it just goes wide. Harmlessly out of play. A lot of hype for that, and a lot of nervous moments, but I think the last 9+ minutes are all going to be nervous moments here for Sterling.
Hey! He's smart, right? Everybody goes down, everybody goes wide. Pat, be ready, second ball. Lily, up a little bit.
Cinnaminson already calling to play the corners.
Bring this ball back into space.
Already from the coach, you want to go for corners.
Sterling wins that 50-50 ball. Burt streaking down the far sideline. 3 defenders there. Gets around 1 and forces another corner. That's corner number 4 on the way for Sterling.
Lily Burt just doing a great job to get around the player. Fakes 2 defenders. Whoop. And then ends up getting the corner.
Someone on the goalie, girls. Come on. On the keeper.
Good service. Backside of the 18. There's a wall of white defenders there. Del Grippo falls down and actually fell in front of it. The ball was actually behind her.
I got to be honest, I've watched a ton of soccer in my life. I've never seen dog piles every single time there's a corner. You're going to see it again. There's going to be 2, 3, 4 girls on top of each other when this is all said and done. I was shocked by it the first and second time I saw it. But, you know, you just got bodies on top of bodies, and you don't typically see that in soccer.
Like a rugby scrum there.
It's you know, and I don't know who's
the fans are really starting to get into it. Not sure what they were arguing about. Burt.
They're going to get a foul.
So Cinnaminson, they can't hear the refs. Cinnaminson right here thinks that there was a foul called, and there wasn't. And she just gave the ball right back to Sterling. who then went and drew a foul. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. The Cinnaminson player, I guess, assumed there was a whistle or thought she heard a whistle, and that's going to lead to a great chance here for Sterling. And again, if I'm Ireland from this distance, I am putting this on net, and I am looking for the rebound.
One person in the wall for Ireland K on the restart. Ireland K towards goal, and it just goes off the side of the net. Didn't miss that by much, did Ireland K. Ryan Hart gonna check back into the game for Cinnaminson. Jenna Averill, who assisted on the game winner right now, it trots off.
Yeah, and since, I mean, it's really been before this, but it's been noticeable since Emma Fugel went out of the game, Cinnaminson has not crossed the halfway line. They really miss her on the receiving end of these clearances. She has not come back yet.
Shouldered away. Sent up ahead. Stendalevich. Sheehan. Good defense with help from Quinn. Miller. Quinn. Over to Kirby. Good run by the freshman here, Bailey Costin.
Yeah, she's got a lot of pace.
Costin may have gotten herself almost a corner there, but it goes right in the arms of Lexus Hatfield. Plenty of time for Lily Burt. Burt, the freshman, working one-on-one with Carly Everman, the senior.
And that's honestly you don't want to do is Lily Burt's going to go around the defender. Is never leave Lily Burt one-on-one with a defender.
And Coach K just pushed Kaylee up. So as you can see, Kaylee's on the ball there. So Kaylee's now gonna make her way up, and I like that. She's on the ball here. Let's see what she can do. So that's going to leave Sterling with a back three, but in this situation, you have to go for it.
Watch the replay here. Player went down, but it's going to be a Sterling throw, and now you see the sense of urgency. Sterling throw, Wilsey sends it in. Headed away by Cinnaminson. Back out to Wilsey. Wilsey looking for Dixon. And it will be a Cinnaminson throw.
Nope, they're going to say, I think they're going to say Cinnaminson. No.
See Carly Yeager, who's had a tough game, or a great game rather.
Yeah, she's given it her all, and you know that's what you have to do. And she's a senior, and you can tell she's really gotten this one out.
I have to think, Coach, is fatigue starting to set in a little bit on this Cinnaminson team?
For sure, you know, and that's natural. They're being pressed here, and they're working really hard. This could be their chance, though.
Cinnaminson pushing up Katie Ambos. Plenty of time for Quinn. Quinn sends it up, finds Kat Miller. Kat Miller keeps it in play down the near sideline.
Palladino now with it, trying to find someone into the box, having to fight someone.
Palladino still controlling. You really see Sterling starting to ramp up the pressure here. Two players there, and it's going to be a foul. Ireland K was in there. And it will be a Cinnaminson free kick. And that's going to be a foul on Faith Dixon. Time is now out as Dixon is down. And she looks like she's in a good deal of pain there, Coach.
She does, yeah. I don't want to speculate as to what you can see. She wants to get up, you know, like we talked about. Faith is an extremely tough player, and she'd be staying on the field right now if she was capable. There's no doubt about it.
10-2 by athletic trainer Sean Clank, and I think she just wants to get back in the game, like you said, Coach. Set ahead. Lexi Hatfield makes an over-the-shoulder grab, and Sterling's really going to have to push here with unofficially about 2.5 remaining. Kay wins that 50-50 ball. Wilsey sends it forward, but out of play. It'll be a Cinnaminson throw at midfield.
Yeah, so in this situation, if you're Sterling, you want to limit your fouls. You want to keep the ball in the field. Again, Cinnaminson just did them a favor by subbing here, which is going to stop the clock under 5 minutes. And but again, every time there's a foul, there's a throw-in. That's probably about 15, 20, 25 seconds. It's just going to roll off the clock where the ball's not in play. So, you know, that's going to be crucial to watch here how they manage the game.
About 2 minutes remaining. Official time kept on the scoreboard. Wilsey pinballs off of
good job,
2 defenders. And it'll be another throw-in for Tori Wilsey. A beautiful throw by Wilsey, trying to spring Lily Burt. Burt with some room in front of her. Sends one across, off the head. And it's in! Goal! Sterling with the equalizer. Kaylee Sheehan with the equalizer with under 2 to play.
Great throw. Lily does a great job here getting her head up. And like we talked about earlier, credit to Coach K, making the move to push Kaylee forward. And that's a fantastic goal by the senior. And couldn't have come at a bigger moment.
Sheehan gets the goal, her 4th of the season and arguably the biggest of her career.
It's a nice goal too. It's really nice.
Still plenty of time for another goal to happen. Both teams on edge.
Yeah. So it looks like Emma Fugel is now coming back in the game, or at least she's fighting to come back in the game. Coach has just pulled her back, but she's trying to get back on the field, and you know, she wants to have an impact here, and maybe they'll see this to overtime and then put her back in. But right now it doesn't look like they're letting her back in the game, and she's obviously the one who's going to go get a goal for Cinnaminson right now.
Foul here. That'll be a Sterling free kick right in front of the Cinnaminson bench. Just note, Kaylee Sheehan has gone back to her defensive position. Tie game 2-2. And what we think is both sides of the bracket are now 2-2.
Oh, it's gonna be a Sterling throw in.
Sterling throw. Wilsey will take it. Sterling has some late game heroics. Beautiful throw by Wilsey, and it goes wide of the cage.
They're gonna say corner.
That's regulation.
And that'll do it for regulation. Take one more look at the game-tying goal. This is a great goal by Kaylee Sheehan.
Yeah, and if you go back, Cinnaminson played that ball out of bounds, which was fine, you know, with the amount of time left on the clock. But where they made the mistake was they didn't immediately get behind the ball. And we were first to react, so Tori picks the ball up, throws it immediately. We know she has a big throw. The Cinnaminson player attempts to win it, and misses that ball, which allows Lily the free run, and then as you can see, it ends up in the back of the net.
You mentioned that. It kind of just reminds me of the Minnesota Miracle, where the Saints player just tries to go for the ball and just ends up being a touchdown. But this time it goes for a goal for Sterling.
Yeah, if she sits there and maybe allows Lily to play it with her feet, and you keep it in front of you, but credit to the Sterling girls for making it happen. It's awesome. Again, we talked about they were down 2-0 in this game. Let's not forget that, and for them to fight back the way they did was great. And I guess the storyline here is Emma Fugel going to come back in the game? I guess I should also note that the overtime rules for playoffs are 2-10 golden goal overtimes, meaning if there's a goal, it is over. And after the 2-10s, it would go to PKs.
Of course, it's a tough when you go into penalty kicks, of course, and you just don't want to lose it like that. Again, you just
confirmed with the officials that it is golden goal. So 2 10-minute halves, and then we go to PKs if necessary.
Well, honestly, if you like nail biters, you really came to watch a real good nail biter.
We talked about this in the beginning of the game. Playoff games are meant for seniors, and you look at the effort by Faith and the effort by Kaylee, and that's what you expect out of those two. They've been doing it all year, all 4 years, and it's really, really a special moment for the two of them to come up big the way they did. You can see it on Kaylee's face, and now they need a little bit more of it.
So to recap the scoring, Cinnaminson strikes first, 13th minute. Katie Ambos gets her 7th goal of the season. Just off the assist from Emma Fugel. Just learning that the West Effort Haddonfield game went to overtime. Emma Fugel strikes her 25th of the season with the assist from Jenna Averill right here. Nobody home there, and that's about as easy as it gets for Emma Fugel. And then Sterling finds themselves down 2-0 until Faith Dixon just 4 minutes later.
And she just powers this header home. There's no way you're stopping that one.
And then just moments ago, Kaylee Sheehan with the equalizer with what we estimate about under 2 minutes remaining. With the feed from Lily Burt, the freshman. So the freshman connection to the senior. The future to the senior. What a head ball here.
And you kind of just see it. You kind of expected if she gets this is going to go into the net.
Winner plays either Haddonfield or West Deptford on Friday. If Sterling wins, it will be here on Friday. Fugel is back on the field for Cinnaminson. Went down on it's a non-contact injury, Coach, and it was.
I was saying maybe a cramp, but it was definitely more than a cramp if it kept her out that long, and it needed some convincing. She needed to convince the trainer and the coach to allow her back in the game. We'll see the same thing from Faith on our side. I'd be curious to see if Faith is able to get back in the game here. And I can tell you from experience, this is quite a long break that they've given these two teams.
I was just about to say, is this longer than usual?
Well, this is for the most part, this is a younger officiating crew, and they were actually looking up the overtime rules, so they were sure of it. But it is 2-10 golden goal. But they wanted to confirm that was the case, so they spent quite a bit of time doing some research here, and honestly, that probably helped Cinnaminson with the momentum that Sterling had.
This be an Oh Larry moment?
Sure, aren't they all?
Well, here's the situation. Winner goes on to the South Jersey Group 2 final on Wednesday. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, Pete Marleys, and both games tied 2-2. Both games are currently in overtime. Game scheduled for Friday, November 12th, which weatherman Wiggles says it's going to rain.
Okay, now I got to double check.
Well, look, of note, Faith is not out on the field, and that is a big loss for Sterling because she has certainly been one of their MVPs this year.
However, Emma Fugel is on the field.
And I am looking at it, and it's saying it is 100% rain.
So to recap, golden goal here. Next goal in wins in the next 20 minutes, if needed. If not, we go to PKs, where you might as well just flip a coin.
Predictions on overtime scores?
Is this like the Bucci Gras overtime challenge?
So you can see Sterling's approach. They just want to get the ball down here and pin them back and try to play these overtimes in their attacking half, like they did most of the second half.
Yeah, who do you give the advantage to, Coach?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're talking about momentum, it's Sterling. If you're talking about, kind of, you just have to feel like Sterling has the edge here, coming back late, scoring those 2 goals, and honestly, pretty much dominating the game for the last 20 minutes. And so you would say that. With that being said, I'll be interested to see, what Emma Fugel can do here, how much she has in her, but we'll see if she can kind of change the momentum back.
Swept away off the head of Mandy Berkeley. Tough play there by Lexi Berkeley. Runs into Carly Yeager, who's down on the ground, and now they're going to stop the clock.
Yeah, so a couple things here. They've really let both teams play. It's a foul one way or the other. And with that being said, you can see Emma Fugel for Cinnaminson. She is far from 100%. When I watched her go after her go for that last ball, she's struggling a little bit. So she's going to try to tough it out, but she's far from 100%.
All eyes right now on Carly Yeager, the senior, who's down. Took a real tough hit here from.
It's also a
Mandy Berkeley
handball.
They can ill afford to lose her. Arguably the best player on the field for Cinnaminson from start to finish here today, Coach.
Yeah, she's been really good. She's been really good. A couple girls for Cinnaminson that really stood out to me was 6, the freshman, 15. Katie Ambrose is clearly a really technical player, and a lot of things ran through her. And then, of course, up top, Emma Fugel.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that's a foul on Berkeley. She kind of just ran through there, but there's a lot of contact there, and it's I will say it's a handball. That one's not really up for debate, but we have the crowds, the fan sections. Looks like they're doing a little back and forth.
So Carly Yeager will go off to her sideline. Good to see her up and moving. Just a minute and a quarter into this first overtime period. Can't imagine it will be too long before she will check back into the game. Wilsey sends it far side, looking for Burt. Burt tries to create space around one. Solomon inside the 18, it's swept away. Finds Ireland Kay. Kay, far side. Miller. Miller sends it into the 18, right into the arms of Del Grippo.
I'm going to send out my prediction out right now. I'm going to say Lily Burt scores this game winner for Sterling. If not, I don't know. It's, you take a look at number 5, of course, Emma Fugel. Still kind of not feeling 100%.
Kicked away. Stendelevich.
Well, Sterling's gone a little bit deeper on their bench throughout this game. With the exception of the injuries, I feel like Cinnaminson hasn't gone that deep, and Sterling definitely looks the fresher team right now.
Goes back to all those summer runs, Coach, to get to this point in the season.
Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of games between now and then. You know, it really just may be as simple as the flow of the game and, you know, the depth of your team. So the more players you have, the more you can sub. You know, I mean, if you look at Layla, for example, you know, Layla didn't play the last 15 minutes of the game, and she's out there to start overtime. So she is as fresh as they come.
Moving up is Amos. Amos, who had the first goal, looks try. She'll run, goes over her head. Will give it a chase, but not 100% like you said. And swept away by Sheehan. Sheehan, who has the game-tying goal late in the second half. Chipped across and right into the arms of Alexis Hatfield.
And you kind of right now wondering what's going through all these players' minds right now during this overtime. Of course, as a coach, what goes through your mind through an overtime like this?
I don't want to go to PKs, and we have the momentum, so we should be on the gas. And, you know, I've been in a lot of situations like this where I said, look, we're not playing for the tie, we're not playing for PKs, you know, we're going for it. And one of the reasons for that is because it's just a mentality where you don't want your players playing scared, and you know, you want them to just play with confidence. So you let them know, hey, go for it, you know. And, you know, again, you rely on that back line. I mean, right now, Cinnaminson is playing with a hobbled 9 and not much else up there. So our back 4, even without Faith, are pretty much handling it with no problem. So if I'm Sterling, I'm sending numbers.
Cinnaminson going to send Jenna Averill back into the game. Throw in here for Tori Wilsey. Wilsey with the throw in. Looking for Solomon, it's inside the 18. Palladino's near it. Coming off the line is Del Grippo. Berkeley. To Berkeley. Nice move by Lexi Berkeley.
There's a nice little, some footwork.
Wrong way, Cinnaminson, but just trying to get a clear. Wilsey tracks it down. Sends it back to Sheehan. A spin move by Fugel, and it will be a Cinnaminson throw deep in Sterling territory. About 4 minutes remaining here in this first overtime period. Golden goal. Winner moves on to the championship. Loser goes home. Fugel earns a deep corner, or deep throw rather, by the corner flag.
And Sterling's subbing in, it looks like 2 strikers. So that's the sort of the idea that I was talking about earlier, is we're putting fresh legs up top in the attack who are going to be able to run and pressure these backs and make something happen.
Throw in by Teague. Teague with the throw in, nobody home for Cinnaminson. Ireland K, the first one there. Turn, fire, headed away by Wilsey. Baker sends it ahead. Dixon there. Springs Cat Miller. Dixon. Dixon runs over a player. Looking for Baker. Baker. Near side. Baker tries to turn. And it will be a goal kick. Riley Vogelman was there on the coverage.
Yeah, Jordan definitely gets a touch here. The question is, does the Cinnaminson player touch it right before it gets over the line? It's close.
It's about 2.5 remaining here in overtime, the first overtime period.
And that ball that was just played there is where you miss Yeager. That was the ball that she had been eating up all game, and she's still on the bench.
Tori Woolsey is going to take this throw in. Of course, basically a corner kick for Sterling. Just got to hope someone gets a foot onto it.
Wilsey with the run and the throw, going into the wind this time around. And it's going to be a clearance for Cinnaminson. Off the head of Quinn. Berkeley. Averill giving chase, can't get there. Cat Miller, double team, then it will be a Cinnaminson throw. I think you're right, Coach. Fugel has not been the same since she went down.
No, credit to her, she's toughing it out.
Yep. Opportunity here going across. Goaltender moving to the right, to the left rather, and comes out, makes the play. Shot by Baker's well wide.
I think with this, what just happened right here, I think Baker should have just waited a little bit more patiently.
Be patient on the win. Don't overcommit inside too much.
Under a minute to go in the first overtime. Sterling wins the 50-50 ball. Baker, Palladino. Back to Baker. Nope, Palladino's going to keep it herself. Comes ahead for Hart. Hart with plenty of room. Closed quickly by Wilsey. Booted ahead, Averill. Kirby, in front of the Sterling bench. Berkeley there defensively to help to Sheehan. Sheehan cuts it back, sends it to Berkeley.
Both Berkeleys have done a terrific job since coming in this game. And this is why it's such a team sport. They are not players who have gotten a ton of minutes throughout the year, but here they are in overtime of a semifinal, contributing, at the highest level. So it's really good to see.
So that's the end of the first overtime. We'll head to the second overtime. Still 2-2. The other semifinal tied 2-2 going into the second overtime as well. And, Coach, that's kind of what you want at this stage of the South Jersey Group 2 playoffs.
I mean, this has been a straight fight between these two teams. They have both lost multiple key players. There are girls on the field who are limping off, and they're going to need those 2 days. Whoever wins is going to need those 2 days before the final, and because they're really battling here, both teams. A lot of credit to them.
Again, golden goal. If not, after the next 10 minutes, we'll go to penalty kicks. Winner will play Friday for the South Jersey Group 2 Championship. 2 of these 4 teams will advance. There you see the remaining bracket. Sterling defeated Seneca 4-3. Cinnaminson defeated Middle Township 3-0 to bring us to the Final 4. For Cinnaminson, the goal scorers are Ambrose and Fugel. For Sterling, Dixon and Sheehan.
Both defenders, not to mention senior defenders.
Kaylee Sheehan's the reason that we're still commentating.
And both of those assists actually came from freshmen. That's actually kind of crazy to think about, too.
Says a lot. Says a lot about the future of Sterling girls soccer. Quick, a little quicker as we take a look at the tying goal here. Look at Lily Berg streaking down. Beautiful ball, finds the head of Kaylee Sheehan. I don't know what's more impressive here, Coach, the head ball or the cross to find the head ball.
They're both impressive, but you know, one of the hardest things in sports is putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's why those goal scorers get paid big money. So you know, putting the ball away is a special thing. One thing I want to point out, if you look at this Cinnaminson bench, to me, their top 3 players are all sitting at the end of the bench right now in the second overtime. You know, Fugel, Ambrose, and Yeager. And, you know, they seem to be the leaders. They seem to be the playmakers. I'd be curious to see if any of them get back in the game. But there you have all 3 of them. And you know they want to be out there, and you feel for them.
And here's a bigger question, Coach. If it goes to PKs, do you bring them in that penalty kick situation?
Yeah, I mean, yes. You know, Fugel might not be able to run, but she's shooting one. Ambrose, you know, I don't know what's with her. She got subbed out late at the end of the first overtime. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets back in. But I got all 3 of them shooting one. I'm not sure the extent of the injuries. But based on what I saw from Fugel in that overtime, she's going to take one.
I mean, it was just amazing just to even see her able to play during that first overtime. As Sterling gets a free kick.
Stendalevich fouls Sterling, and it will be a free kick for Sterling.
So the 3 injured players, are they going to go and try and survive this second overtime and go for penalty kicks, or are you going to see them still be that aggressive team that we saw early in this game?
Well, you know what? They haven't been very aggressive for quite a while, and I think that's just game flow. But you know, here comes Fugel back in the game. I'm going to guess Ambrose is going to come back in the game here in a minute, and you know, you sub them at the end of the first overtime. You give them a minute here at the start of the second overtime. You know, you have the little break in between to extend that break. So they're going to be back on the field. But no, right now, no matter what the Cinnaminson coach said to his players, they're in survival mode right now. You know, they have 1 player over midfield, so they're sitting back. And again, whether that's by design, I don't know, or if it's just simply they're being forced back. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to put one away.
Well, we have seen crazier things happen.
Looking near side for Averill. Finds the middle of the seat. Costin pushed away by Wilsey. Burt off the head. Tries to spring Palladino. And now she will. Palladino streaking. Good job by the Cinnaminson defense to sweep it away. And a substitution. And that will allow Emma Fugel to check back into the game with her 25 goals on the season. She's going to replace Caitlin Kirby, the junior.
Kind of surprising to see her back on.
Coach, and if this goes to penalty kicks, can you put any player that's on the field or on the bench in a penalty kick situation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, for high school, it can be any player.
Doesn't have to be the players that are on the field in the remaining moments of the second overtime.
No, not in high school. And you know, again, and here comes Jäger checking into the game, and you know, you would have to assume that the 3 of the Cinnaminson girls are in their top 5 shooters. So that's another major factor. If for any reason any of them are not able to go, you have somebody who wasn't planning on it, is not prepared for it, who's going to have to step up.
Ball goes out of play. Just about 4 minutes elapsed in this second overtime period, and Carly Yeager are going to lightly jog back onto the field. Sterling will make a substitution as well. Shea Wiley going to check into the game.
Lightly is a key term there. I want to state again, I want to give a lot of credit to these Cinnaminson girls who are toughing this out. They are clearly injured, and they are giving it their all.
I think Catherine Miller came off with a little bit of an injury too. She goes right to the bench. Sean Klein goes, checks on her.
Fugel off of her body, earns a throw-in rather for Sterling. Wilsey throws it in. Booted forward. Cinnaminson looking to attack Fugel. Fugel 1-on-3, nice through ball, almost connected with Costin. Berkeley. Both Berkeley sisters have looked real fresh here late in the latter part of this game.
Good turn.
Costin, the freshman, working against Berkeley. Fugel right in the middle. Fugel triple teamed and scores the game winner, and Cinnaminson will advance. Fugel split the triple team, got it past Hatfield, and the Pirates move on. One more look at it. Costin will get the primary assist. Went under the arm of a diving Alexis Hatfield, and Sterling, after trailing 2-0 in this game, they battled back to even the game with just moments to go. Fall in the South Jersey Group 2 semifinal, 3-2 on Emma Fugel's 26th goal of the season.
Watch, and that's going to be rough on Alexis Hatfield. But
it's going to be rough on the whole team.
Yeah.
You know, it's a team game, and there was, you know, it was a tough finish here. It's a good ball by Six. Six is really going to be a player. And it's just a great effort by a striker who, you know, although she hasn't had a ton of opportunities today, she made the most of the ones that she had, and you know, just made a massive play.
What a game. And one more look at it here. Look at the freshman, poised by the freshman, gets it up the head to Emma Fugel, who has her second goal of the game, 26th of the season, and a double overtime game winner to send the Pirates to the South Jersey Group 2 final.
It's really good vision. And the toe poke. I mean, Emma Fugel can't say enough. She's she's a striker. She's a goal scorer. That's what goal scorers do. They don't need a lot of opportunities. They make the most of the opportunities they get, and that was a great example of that.
Costin gets her second assist of the season right here.
There's no way that girl only has 2 assists. That is shocking to me. Wow.
A tough way for Sterling to end their season, but a lot to be proud of, to hang their hats on. A historical season for this Sterling team. Colonial Conference champs for the first time in school history, so the next time you walk into the Sterling gym, you're going to see a banner up there for the first time in over 50 years, Coach.
Yeah. Yeah, 2021 will be on a banner. Their picture will hang in the hallway, forever. And the Wall of Champions, if you will. And, one game doesn't make a season, and this team was a special group, and they accomplished a ton, and they got a lot to be proud of.
Still no word on who won the bottom half. I'm assuming that is going to penalty kicks, because both of our matches started at about the same time. So you would have to assume that they're in a penalty kick situation, but Cinnaminson is either way, they're on the road. They are the 4 seed, so they're either traveling to Haddonfield or West Effort. Either way, they're going to see a Colonial Conference opponent, Coach, and this real tough loss here for Sterling. So that'll do it from everybody here at Channel 19. For John Hallwood, Coach Marley's, and the entire Channel 19 team, we'll take one more look at the game-winning goal from Emma Fugel, her 26th of the season. That sends them to the South Jersey Group 2 final. I'm Rob Strauss. We'll see you next time here on Channel 19. Your final score, Cinnaminson 3, Sterling 2 in double overtime. We'll see you next time. Good night.